to Riley Reading. I'm Sam. Today I wanted to talk about World War Z by Max Brooks. I read this as part of my October Halloween reading. You might have seen it in my TBR and my monthly wrap-up for October. This book is not like traditional zombie books that I've read before. So predominantly when I've read zombie books or post-apocalyptic novels, like The Road by Cormac McCarthy or Starting the Walking Dead or any sort of apocalyptic story like that, the book usually follows a family or a group or a single character as they try to survive the world they find themselves in. This book doesn't do that, and that's why I like it. So this book is labeled as an oral history of the zombie war. And the way it approaches this is to say that there are zombies. There was a zombie outbreak that happened. It affected the entire planet. And they don't fully know how it started. That's not a detail that's fully gone into. All you get to know is that it happened, it spread, and now the book goes in different sections telling you how different people and different countries reacted to this event. So it starts off initially with warnings, where it talks about a doctor and a situation he found himself in with an infected person that then led to an infected group, and it keeps jumping from spot to spot detailing these events. The book has numerous other divisions, such as Turning the Tide, and it has also other ones about what happens after, what happens during. The sections are really interesting because they are more thematic than they are chronological. So while it follows a beginning and end structure, it doesn't follow the standard inciting incident, rise, climax, fall action very linearly. It follows different people, and it says in this part of the world this person was a smuggler, and in this interview they talk about how it affected their business or what they smuggled. Then you get to talk to other people where they're interviewing a military person from maybe Russia or a military person from the US and how their country handled things and what their strategies were, how they tried to block off the infection. Something else that I really like about this book is the way that it explores how the environment and the country that a person is in affects how the response to the zombies is. So there's a section where it's further north and it's cold because the zombies freeze, even though it may not kill them. They freeze, so people are able to get some time off between running away from the zombies and, surviving the winter. And I thought that was a really interesting aspect since it's very non-conventional to the storytelling. Usually you run from the zombies, you shoot the zombies, you get as far as you can and maybe look for a cure or just a place where you can get a good enough barricade. And this book says, no, you only have a limited space to work with, and Mother Nature still has things going on that you cannot avoid. There are winters, there are governments, there are all kinds of things that are going to impede your ability to survive on your own. This is how they impact people. And I thought that was a really, really interesting approach and a fun component that I haven't seen in the books that I've read, at least so far. I don't tend to engage with a lot of zombie media because I'm very squeamish. So watching zombie movies often brings about too much gore for me to handle, but I can usually read it very, very well, and I cannot recommend this enough for zombie fans who are looking for something different. This book is everything I wanted from a zombie story that I didn't realize I wanted. I'm so used to just following a character, hoping they survive, and just having the standard zombie mayhem. And I really like that this book took the opportunity to be an oral history and to take the approach of, this is a non-traditional, non-linear story. We're going to go spot to spot, see what happened, get on the ground of these events, and we're going to have different personalities. Some of them you're going to like, some of them you're not going to like, some of them you're absolutely going to hate and maybe wish that they had not survived the zombies. And I think that that is a really interesting perspective to take, because it takes a lot of moral grounds out of the main character equation and puts them into the reader's perspective. So something that you think would not be okay, you can think about in the context of, well, what if I was in that situation? Would I have reacted the same? Does my personality lend to that? Because people like this do exist even if zombies don't. And I think that the exploration of morality and decision making and large population dealings were much more interesting than a lot of stories where it's just get from point A to point B and survive. I found that this book went very quick once I got into it. It doesn't have traditional chapters. Like I mentioned, it has the different divisions, and within each division there are different interviews with people. So it will say who it is that you're talking to, where they are, and they might give a little introduction about themselves to set up the context of their situation. Then there will be little question interview prompts that they'll answer and respond to. So you get to have a different person each time, a different scenario each time as these sections progress. So when I was reading it, I was reading from section, like the big thematic section to thematic section. I only stopped at the end of interviews if I had to. I tried to get through the whole section, and I found that this book went very, very quick. It's around 400 pages, but it just flew right by because of the difference in its structure. Because it's more of a dialogue being told, it has a lot less traditional literary detail that might slow you down. It also has just a lot less to bog you down as far as backstory goes, because every interview has its own backstory and is the backstory for the broader conflict. I have never read a Max Brooks book before, but now I am very intrigued to see other zombie works. I know there's a guide to, I think it's a zombie survival guide, which I have seen, but I've never read it before. I might look for it. I might not. I know this is also a movie, but I'm honestly not 100% looking forward to watching it. I'm going to, but when I saw the trailer, I realized that I think it should have been an art house style movie that went with the non-traditional approach, but the trailer shows me that it's going to be a very linear, traditional zombie story, which I'm not really excited about, but I'm going to watch it and I'm going to compare the two and see what I think. I'm going to be as open-minded as I possibly can, because I really liked this one in the way that it was different, and adapting it without its differences, it almost seems like a waste of time. But hey, it could be good. It could be good. We will see. I will provide an Instagram update eventually once I get around to watching it. It's probably going to take me a while to do. If you're looking for a zombie book that is different from the standard fare, I definitely recommend World War Z. Maybe add it to your TBR next October so that you have some fun Halloween reading. Make December spooky if you want. Hey, read what you want. It's all good here. Definitely recommend. This one is a 4 stars out of 5 from me. Loved it. I will probably end up rereading this eventually. Maybe not within a year, maybe not within 2, but within the next 5 years I might revisit it. That's it for this video. Please like and subscribe. Share with your friends if they like books. If they've ever read this, maybe point them to the video. I'd love to hear their comments and what they thought of it down below. If you have friends looking for books like this, send them my way. Maybe I have some other recommendations to give. If you want more bookish content in non-video format, you can check me out at Royally Reading or Dreams of Tomorrowland on Instagram. On Royally Reading, I talk about any and all books I read. So that's a 18+ space. at Dreams of Tomorrowland, I focus only on YA, middle grade, and children's books. So that's the safe underage section to check out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.